The Agric Ministry has couched a beautiful slogan that is very functional in the scheme of things. Prioritizing and sequencing. It means that starting on a small scale, the pilot, before the sprout. It also means that all running programs, projects, and policies are not outlandish to you, but it will soon engulf you. Welcome to Farmers Weekly. My name is Napoleon Atu Kito. In this episode, we are going to take a very close look at a major policy initiative of government started in 2017, the Rearing for Food and Jobs. It was next to be announced after the kickstart of the master plan, Planting for Food and Jobs. GTV Farmers Weekly has learned that the initiatives in the agric sector by the Akufo-Addo-led administration were carefully sequenced and interwoven to avoid any loose ends. It is with this integrative approach that the initiatives came into being, ensuring that fodder for animals is guaranteed under Planting for Food and Jobs, so that the next initiative that followed, being the Rearing for Food and Jobs, won't breed livestock to starve. The Director for Rearing for Food and Jobs, Mr. Edwin Bequin, on the rationale behind the initiative.
The reason for launching Rearing for Food and Jobs was to increase productivity of the livestock sector, because it had been left for a very long time. It had been the crop sector, and we realized, yes, we need to improve the livestock sector to, one, create jobs and reduce the amount of imports, because it's costing us close to $400 million to import meat and meat products into the country. So government initiated that program so that job creation, livelihoods, and import substitution can be improved.
We threw the searchlight on a small village called Pampaso Ningo in the Nsuom-Aduejiri district of the Eastern region. Very little is known of this place, yet something interesting is happening there, and this is connected with the Rearing for Food and Jobs. Nisai Square is founder of Cavos Farms, which has a piggery located at Pampaso Ningo.
We adopted the modern technology in order to, one, save on waste, so that there's no wastage on feed, and also for cleanliness. We don't have to put the feed on the ground, except if you are feeding them with grass or cassava leaves. That one, we give it to them.
Nisai Square is also the chairman of the Greater Accra Regional Branch of the Pig Farmers Association in Ghana. He says his business got off the ground 3 years ago, but actual production began on the 13th of January 2018. According to him, rearing of pigs is capital intensive. Some of the items required at preparatory stages include housing, a water supply system, a sewage, a ready source of animal feed, and self-feeders. Thus, nearby the pigsty is a cassava farm from which he feeds the pigs with the leaves, leaving the tuber as a bonus. Cavos Farms is a beneficiary of the government's Rearing for Food and Jobs policy. Out of the breed on his farm, other livestock farmers in the general pool will obtain supplies for husbandry. It is to improve on livestock production by helping individual farmers to increase their herd. The first line of livestock farmers who are supported by the state to breed and supply the pool are called winners. The government has Rearing for Food and Jobs. Has it come at the right time?
It has come at the right time. We have a vibrant Pig Farmers Association, and we believe that we are well prepared and ready to be able to assist the government in the Rearing for Food and Jobs. We have breeders, very good breeders, both the male and female. so we can produce the breeding stock and then the winners for all other farmers who want, so that the government, it will actually push the agenda for the rearing for food and jobs. We are well prepared, well ready to assist the government in that sector.
You rather want to assist government, but you don't expect any help from government?
Well, the government will possibly get the breeders from us, or the winners from us, and give to other farmers. So in that view, we are assisting government. What we want government to do for us is to come to our aid financially, because the main cost center is feed. It's feed. It's feed, and it's feed, and it's feed. If we are able to get assistance in that area, we will be able to, expand and grow more pigs. Yes. Most people shy away from piggery because of the cost of feeding. But we are here. We are ready.
For them to let us know when the meeting will come up. And then we will go and meet them, discuss with them about the price per kilo, and then we will hand over the list of the farms and the quantities that they can supply to them. So that is what we are doing for now.
Ideally, there should be 8 square feet of space per pig in a sty. The breeder says the entire structure of the sty, or housing for his stock, sits on a drainage which collects liquefied waste material into a septic tank. The floor is made of concrete cement, while a section with a perforated plastic floor slats scoopers water. Pigs are within the bracket of top 10 cleanest animals. Scientists and swine heads made the verdict after careful observation over a period of time. This certainly will be a bombshell for many, as the conventional wisdom about pigs is to the contrary. Cursorily, pigs are found to bathe in dirty water. The scientists dispute that, saying clean water may not be readily available in the open space, hence the misleading accounts. It is reported that pigs do not have sweat glands, forcing a desperate search of water to cool their temperature.
We could have chosen to use complete floor slats here, but also because of our weather, yes, the pigs can't take the heat, so we try to use concrete floor so that we keep them cool. Yes, that's why we have weathered using complete floor slats. In the temperate countries and regions, they can afford to slat the floors all plastic, but we also want to make sure we control temperature, and then so that they don't get stressed out. Yeah.
Feed is the cost-centered area in pig farming.
Yes, we give them well-balanced diet, carbohydrates, proteins. We give them oysters. We give them the wheat bran oyster, and also the minerals to make sure they have them, salt and all those things that we mix in their feed so that they will have the best balanced diet to grow and get the weight that we want in 6 months. Anything beyond 6 months, you are spending more money.
Pigs, omnivorous animals biologically similar to humans, consumes a wide range of foods, with the barley described as the best all-round grain for pigs, according to breeders. There are fantastic breeds in this sty. The Berkshire is black-skinned, the Duroc is brownish. The two are German imports. The third breed is the large white, sourced from the university farms in Ghana. They are crossed to hybrid their strengths. It does appear that smaller pigs with black and brown colors are crossed breeds. The Duroc is muscular but less in strength and has lean meat. The female has a high weaning rate. Average live weight for matured male is 300 kilograms and the female 250 kilograms. The Berkshire has a meat which is tender, juicy, and naturally flavored, with strength as its most towering hallmark. Having said all these, culinary experts will tell you that a pig breed with the best taste are the Kune Kune of New Zealand, which is diminutive but meaty, and the other breed is the Hungarian woolly coated pig called Magalitsa. The first step towards rearing healthy piglets is making sure the intended mother, the sow, is mated by the boer. The jilt is the young female which reaches sexual maturity at 5 or 6 months of age. The national president of the Pig Farmers Association in Ghana, Mr. Kwame Appiah-Dankwa, explains the kind of help pig farmers are getting or expect to draw from the government's Rearing for Food and Jobs policy. Apart from collating figures to see how your members will supply to those who buy later on, etc., have there been any existing relations between you and government for which you are building on?
Yes, we have a cordial relationship with the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, the Livestock Division. We've had a couple of meetings with them. We even went to Winneba with them. And we've tried to create a value chain which is now going to put up things so that all the existing organizations that deal with livestock will become one team, and then we'll put up all the proposals that we will need to enhance the growth of our industry, and then we can present it to the ministry, and then we'll see how best they can assist us in that direction.
He also said pig meat, that is pork, has a high consumption rate, but there is the need to do more to boost patronage in Ghana. Marketing. How has been the turnover? I mean, do you see patronage in Ghana, or do you want to target the export market?
Well, the export market will come, but we need to make sure we do our fundamentals right. And that is where the association comes in. You know, before you can go outside, you need to get your standards, your qualities, and everything right. And that is what we are doing. We make sure we have different activities amongst ourselves as an association to educate our members on the kind of feed they should give them to get some kind of quality. Because you cannot just take any pig outside, because they have some standards that they will accept. So we should make sure that locally what we do is accepted by our countrymen. Because now everything, you cannot just say local people. We have a lot of people who are traveling all over, and they know what is good out there. So they expect same here. So as an association, we are advising our members to defray from the old ways of doing things. Now everybody is, keeping his animal, doing proper formulation, making sure that the fat level is at the minimal point, so that when we are able to improve upon what we are doing here and we get in excess, then we can then look at outside markets. But for now, we are making sure that locally people enjoy the pig or pork that we are doing. And then when there's an increase in demand out there, and then our demand in Ghana is below, then we can look at that one. But there's an opportunity for that one too.
Who are the clientele of the pig society, piggery society? I mean, which groups normally patronize or buy from farmers of these?
With the pig, the patronage is really all over. We have the hotels buying, we have the malls buying, we have the joints buying, and we have people who also sell over weekends. That individuals buy and go and keep in their freezers and use it as and when they need it. So there's a broad demand for it. We don't have specific group of people who demand the product.
There's a lot of prospect in the pig farming industry in Ghana. Once we are doing much better than the time past. I remember last year the association, we organized a pork show, a mini pork show, and it was well received. This year we intend to scale it up and get a bigger venue and bring more people. We want to promote the consumption of pork. Pork should be consumed, the meat is healthy, the fat is not like, I don't want to talk about other livestock, but the fat is good. The fat content is good. It doesn't harm the body, low cholesterol. So once we continue, and we need support from government and other agencies to promote the consumption of pork. Once they do that, we the farmers will produce more.
The social media is there. Individuals are putting their products there. But last year, we did a show at Dansoman around the Martin de Porre School. There's a joint there that we did a pork show. Now we call it the Porktober. You know, in America, October is a pork month. So we've adapted that system. So God willing, if not for this COVID that has made everything run out of gear, the plan is to do it in a bigger environment this year. Either a big hotel or if for Sunderland, we are looking at other options that will do it massively.
The musings of the national president of Pig Farmers Association in Ghana showing us the roadmap over there. Now, Ghana last held a major pork show in 1986 at the Trade Fair site in Accra, an event that really popularized pork, the meat of pigs. There are 7 components of the rearing for food and jobs, some of which are training schemes for beneficiary farmers and extension services provided by the Ministry of Food and Agriculture. In training, the CSIR Animal Research Institute of Ghana plays a central role. Its new technology for rearing pigs is to put sawdust on floor within the enclosure, and observations have revealed that this speedily improves on their growth rate, weight, and litter. It is described by Ghanaian animal scientists as a simple technology which generates a lot of useful byproducts.
I must also say that this particular technology, we've really trained about 10,000 farmers across the country on this particular technology so that they may improve and then also do same at their own backyard. The animals on the sawdust normally do not come out with this stench that is associated with piggery. The animals on this technology also grow faster as compared to those on the conventional type. Again, you do not need a lot of water to wash the floor and again to wash the animals as we normally do on the conventional type. You just need cool drinking water for the animals to just drink and they are fine and free to go. You can also construct this particular structure which is quite cheap as compared to that of the conventional type. Again, if you can look at the type of structure that we have, you can see that we have the translucent roofing sheet, and this roofing sheet helps in directing sunlight straight onto the sawdust. Now, there is a solution that we may talk about maybe in the course of the presentation. The solution normally, when sprinkled on the sawdust, converts the sawdust into simple mushrooms and sugars that enables the animal to eat as supplements. In view of this, it enables the animal to grow faster as compared to the conventional type. Again, at the end of the production phase, the sawdust is not just a waste, but you can scoop this out and it will serve as manure for those people who are interested in cropping
ends
vegetables.
on the laps of the Ministry of Food and Agriculture, which initiates the policies, oversights the schedules, and facilitates financial assistance. For small ruminants, which include pigs, the rearing for food and jobs have special arrangements for the ecological zones, taking into account the areas where they have the comparative advantages. When the winners who get direct assistance under the rearing for food and jobs increase their stocks, the program then invokes another intervention to impact the generality of farmers. That is called credit in kind, and it is for all the different breeds of livestock earmarked for support under the RFJ.
Each farmer under the pig program is given 4 females and 1 male, which is on what we call the credit in kind basis. We give you the animals, then you pay back with animals, which we later on pass on to other beneficiaries. In the sheep and goats, it's also on the credit in kind basis. We give you sheep. After a period, we collect some of the animals from you, we pass them on to the waiting beneficiaries. These are selected by the districts, the district officers. Without the head office, we only get approval.
As government provided initiatives to boost livestock production, setting sights on short to medium-term goals, the outbreak of COVID-19 in first quarter of year 2020 scaled up the quest into emergency. To contain the spread of the disease in humans, nations shut doors on international travelers and thus affected exchange of commodities among nations. Thus, the regular sources of meat to Ghana, Africa's Sahel region, had their channels of supply blocked in the wake of COVID-19 pandemic. The Director General of the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research, Professor Victor Kwame Ajimai, proved invaluable in his explanation to the dynamics.
With respect to nutrition has to do with even the meat that we take. On average, Ghanaians consume only 3 to 4 kilograms of meat per year or per annum. This is less than 10% of the recommended protein intake. And it is likely that with COVID, this is going to be reduced by about 20%. And the reason is that, most of our cattle come from our transboundary, and they come in, and that is likely, it's been affected by COVID, and is likely to put in. So having put in this scenario, I am happy to note that the Ministry of Agric has put in, and the government of Ghana has put in place some measures.
Furthermore, Ghana's Agricultural Ministry is not enthused by the large importation of meat products into the country, saying it takes a chunk of foreign exchange away.
Something like $350 million US importing poultry meat into this country every year, which is really a waste when we have opportunities like what we are doing here. So we are very interested. It's a private sector initiative. It's very ideal for us. Whatever support that we have to give to this entrepreneur to make his dream come true, we are going to do it.
In Ghana, indigenously owned private cold stores with local products are in competition with the large malls, most of which bear dressed meat with foreign labels. The Director of Rearing for Food and Jobs outlines a plan to contain the pressures on local producers. He used poultry to illustrate that.
Along the broiler value chain, we have actors, we have feed millers, we have hatcheries, we have drug dealers, we have chemical dealers like veterinary drugs. And we have the processing plants. They are going to slaughter the matured bears, cut them into parts, package, then it goes to the cold store for cold storage. From there, it can go to the shopping malls and all those things. So when we have those things, then we can sort of cut down on imports. You see? Yes. Yeah. Our problem now is somebody wants to buy chicken just for a meal. It looks like he has to go to the farm, buy a whole full bed, which might not be what he wants. Maybe he wants a drumstick or a thigh. But when these ones are cut, you just go to the shopping mall or the store or the cold store, you pick what you want, just like the importers do. They bring in the cuts. That's easier. So people patronize those ones more than the whole chicken. So we are moving towards that side.
In May 2020, the Agric Minister inspected an abattoir project at Tanoso in Ahafo region, symbolic of the nexus between Rearing for Food and Jobs and another initiative called One District, One Factory. The Agric Minister stated that Ghana cannot make a headway or feel the impact of accelerated livestock production if it continues to import dressed livestock and animal feed from the major producers. The minister has therefore thrown his full weight behind massive cultivation of soya in Ghana, out of which livestock feed is formulated. The Director for Rearing for Food and Jobs, Mr. Edwin Bekwe, consolidates the new thinking with another information on animal feed.
We are going to train farmers to be able to harness agro byproducts, things like rice straw, maize stover. They need to, because a lot of it goes waste after harvest. But that is good feeding material for our animals, especially in the dry season. So we're going to train farmers, provide balers at certain vantage points, when then they can go into the rice fields after harvesting. Then they will bale this material, store for feeding animals. Others may want to sell. Those who go in commercially will sell these things to the beneficiary, small ruminant and large ruminant farmers.
That was intense. Animal husbandry and the rearing for food and jobs, with piggery as the focal point. In the past, public attention was switched to pork, the meat of pigs, as the bazaars made the headlines on the product. Check from your doctor whether pork is a good alternative in the effort to whittle down your cholesterol load. Farmers Weekly was presented by Napoleon Atu Kito.